For one thing, the creative potential of the human person. And I often say that the human person's vocation in this world is to introduce newness into the world. Or you might say to bring the world towards its conclusion, bring the world towards its end, bring the world towards its omega in Christ. So that means the possibility actually of something new happening, something new being generated through the human person. And as I mentioned, we are invited by a new sapiential theology to identify ourselves not so much with the beginning as with the end. So I had talked about the revolution from identifying with the beginning to identifying with the end, and along with that comes the emergence of the creative faculty in the human person, the generative faculty you might call it, and the potential to be co-creators in the new creation. You think of the new creation as one which is mediated by human people, human persons, individuals, somehow from within themselves, and energized and motivated partly by a vision of the end, some kind of a vision of the end. We begin to sense something like that in the work of Teilhard when he writes about the omega, as if the omega were something that we could begin to see the outline of, that we begin to taste, begin to be attracted by, and attracted interiorly by, as if it was the child we were to bring forth. The positive creativity of human beings, and their attachment to the future, not to the past, but to the future. I say predominantly to the future at this point. So if there's a certain pivot point, and you go through that pivot point, and you're oriented towards the future, as if the sun came up in front of you instead of behind. With that, as I said, comes the awakening within us of our capacity for the future, of our vocation as being somehow to bring forth the future. And what can that mean? Well, one obvious thing it means in our current phase of history is the bringing together of humanity in a new way. When we turn towards the future, then we do find something that can attract us instead of just intimidating us or mildly encouraging us. And that's the great virtue of Teilhard's thought, I think. It gives us a vision that has tremendous inner power for the human person, motivating power, as well as encouragement. And one of the problems that he confronted, maybe the biggest one, was that Christianity was too small. The church was too small and Christianity was too small, the vision was too small. So man, he found a way to, he found the big picture. And the big picture is to bring the universe into the story, the whole universe. And also the dimension of time is to bring the future and the end point, the omega, into the story, which he did, at least outlined that, which is a great big help to us. It's funny how one individual can represent a tremendous revolution and can help to bring it about. And he's one of those people who's done that in his own way by bringing together Western science and Christian revelation.